Hello, welcome to this week's Switched On, and I'm Riddle, and this is Mike. Today, I've got a question for Mike. So, with the vast amount of mini consoles that are out at the moment, do you think the market is too saturated? Do you think we've got enough room for more?
I don't think it's saturated. I think they've just hit the tip of the iceberg, because a lot of what is out is fake replicas. Might be endorsed or allowed to go ahead by certain companies like Sega, but we've only really got 2 official mini consoles on the market from their respective manufacturer, which is Nintendo. We've got an Atari one coming.
Yep.
2600 throwback and quick flashback.
Yeah.
We got
Neo Geo as well coming.
Yeah, that looks all but confirmed. Neo Geo, which is bizarre, but that's a whole different. I'll get into that probably a bit later. You got the Mega Drive official one coming after all the years of the fake ones. So I don't know. I mean, it's great to have the choice. I don't think it's going to cause any problems by having more and more out there. It can only cause problems to those who make them. If the demand is there, which again, I go back to Neo Geo. I just wow. Is there the demand?
Was it? Oh, that is a very good question.
The games, while niche, are very popular, amongst that market, and they're well loved. But they play brilliantly on all the platforms they're readily available on.
Yep.
And the hardware isn't as iconic in any way, shape, or form as the other hardware which has come out, like the SNES Classic and the Mega Drive Mini. So, yeah.
That's kind of your thoughts. I'd agree with you some of the way. I think the Neo Geo has a market. I think with the clone consoles, a lot of them, like the third-party ones, a lot are quite subpar.
Yeah.
From my experience of using a few, and personally, I think if you're going to do mini consoles, it should be the manufacturers directly, rather than just third parties who, let's face it, they're there to cut corners, try and make as much money and give us a good product for a lower price, which I totally get.
Yeah, it's great to have the option. I mean, we didn't have a mini console officially until last year, or the year before, 18 months ago. So, you know, if you wanted it before...
not quite true, because AT Games did make a mini Mega Drive.
But it's not... Sega might have endorsed it, but they didn't have anything to do with it. They just gave them the licensing rights. And that's why I say that essentially existed for, you know, NES Classic in the Raspberry Pi format. Someone would build that, some company would build that, create the enclosure and sell it to you in some way, shape or form with a brand and a logo on it. And it's not what it actually is.
But since the rise of Raspberry Pi, which has kind of brought, I say Nintendo's attention to it, I think that's kind of driven the mini market and the classic market a lot stronger, because before Raspberry Pi, we had PCs, but most people, probably apart from like people like us who grew up in that generation who couldn't get the games anymore and the systems won't, and you can't always get what you want, you'll end up running on a PC just because you've got it in the cupboard. You're like, by the time I set it up, I can just turn my PC on, I'm on it straight away, no problems.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I also think with a company like Nintendo, regardless of whether there was a Raspberry Pi rise, they were always going to have done their own thing anyway. So they've had the classic games released, and it's not too far-fetched to imagine that they may or may not have come up with this idea anyway, or whether they're influenced by this idea, because Nintendo just does what Nintendo does. They just will bring out a system and do it how they want to do it. Like, for example, if you want to be, like, I suppose, very open-viewed about what constitutes a mini console, you could argue the Wii Mini was the first of its kind, because you could play all the old games via virtual console, and it emulated probably the best you could emulate them. It just was a Wii, and it was dirt cheap. It was about the price of a mini console.
Ironically, that's true, because that's the first time I personally experienced some of the classics since playing on the original systems, like having Super Mario World, Ocarina, and Super Mario 64 again, and all of the good classics. Playing it on the Wii for the first time,
emulated really well on the Wii.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a problem.
Yeah, I think it helps that it was outputting at 480p at most, which probably just, I mean, it didn't help if you had a 1080p TV, but you can't judge it too much because that was all there really was, and it looked probably equal to, or maybe even a bit better than what you remember anyway for the time. And HD TV formats at the birth of the Wii were relatively new, so part of the reason why Nintendo opted for a non-720p 1080p console, because they didn't think there was enough HD TVs out there in the market. They guessed wrong. It swept in a lot quicker than they thought. But yeah, I mean, you fast forward now, you would expect any retro system, any opportunity to play a classic game to render in a better resolution, to become more clear, to work on parity with the display that you have to an extent, helps with input lag, and so on and so forth. So nowadays, yeah, it's a completely different ballgame.
So I think we're getting to the real crux of the question. You don't think it's oversaturated?
Nope.
Okay. And you're pleased to see more come out?
Yep.
Perfect. I would like to see some of the other manufacturers join in.
I think Sony could pull off a PS1 classic. However,
memory size is the issue.
I don't think it'd be a problem. I really don't. Like, you got to think about, like, the average PS1 RIP ISO out there is what? No more than 400 megabytes.
650.
Yeah, but that's without compression. That's just taking the data off the disc. That's
ISOing it directly.
Yeah. And let's be kind, right? And let's say
500.
Let's just say that, like, we're overshooting, say they're gigabyte again. Right?
All right. Yeah.
For whatever reason, maybe because of up rendering, and maybe want to change something in the data packs in the files. But let's call it a gig, and let's say that they aim for 20 gigs, so 20 games.
Yeah, which is not a lot.
20 gigs is nothing.
Memory card,
nothing for flash memory now. It's a few pounds. In fact, the consoles being sold for the price that they are is more just to do with the fact that that's supply and demand, not so much manufacturing costs. I mean, there's no way they cost that much in terms of core components and R&D. It's just what they are. So I can totally see PS1 making it as a classic. I just think it would really have to be selective on the games, because a lot of those games do not play well now. They haven't aged well visually. But it's just the reality of it. And I love those games, but it is just the reality of it. Like, I love playing games like Croc, right?
I remember Croc,
3D platformer, yeah? A 3D platformer using a D-pad with terrible camera controls. It's just not probably fun to play now when you've had a further plus 20 years of improvements and conditioning and what you expect from a game.
Yeah.
Unlike the SNES era, you could argue it's almost the pinnacle of 2D gameplay. There have been refinements due to faster processor speed, better, more pixels on the screen. But essentially, the input and the way the games play, you can't get much better than that. That's why they hold up. That's why the 8-bit is a bit of a blur as well.
Yeah.
But 32, 64-bit is where it gets a bit hairy. But there are enough games, with the 1,000+ games that released for PS1, there are enough games, I reckon, to pick out.
Definitely.
Metal Gear Solid 1, Final Fantasy. Again, it just comes down to licensing. Nintendo had a lot of their own games that they made on their classic consoles.
Yeah, that's true.
Other companies don't necessarily have that well to dip into. They are relying on agreements with third parties and licensing agreements.
If they made a mini Xbox original...
Wow, that's a jump. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, same era as PS1?
No.
Yeah.
PS2.
Oh yeah, it's PS2.
But yeah, go on.
Yeah. But that's what I'd want.
Yeah.
The reason is essentially it's a scaled down PC.
I was using Power PC.
Power PC.
Yeah, Power PC.
Yeah.
So it's slightly different architecture, but it's totally viable to rebuild that into a very, very small package.
Did you know that some of the games outputted at 1080p?
Yeah, quite a few outputted at 720.
So do you know what? The range is 480, 720, 1080 for the frequency ranges of the display, and there are some good games that I can plug my Xbox in and they look as good as a PS3 at times,
and you could,
which is insane.
Yeah, and I think like the difference here, I would say, towards bringing out an Xbox Classic versus a SNES Classic is SNES Classic has more responsibility in capturing the look and feel of the games as you remember them. What I mean by that is, it's not just a blurred, curved, rear projected TV or whatnot. It's pixels on a 2D surface. It's not polygons of anti-aliasing, or So it's more about preserving what you remember and improving it and making sure it isn't exactly how you remember it. But with a game like an Xbox game, there's no harm in outputting those games, re-rendering those games into 1080p.
Yeah.
Removing the jellies, freshening it up on the eyes, right? And that would be the
ultimate way to do it.
Yeah, that's what I think. It would be the way to do all the home improvements in those games. And yeah, a mini Xbox would be pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Considering it's a beast of an original console.
Well, if you did
kill small children if it falls off a shelf.
Always a good console, though. I actually quite like that. Controllers. Imagine they brought out the Duke.
So you got mini Duke, which is about the size of a standard controller.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I can see it, but again, it's a weird place to be, because although Nintendo has re-released those games and sold those games again and again, and they will inevitably come to the Switch.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for nostalgia and that era.
Yes.
And people liking the hardware of that era. It's, people think about the 80s and early 90s very differently to the 90s. It's not just because of our age.
No.
It's just the transition of media in that period of time. And therefore,
I also think the rapid growth of technology within that period.
It's also how iconic things are and how representative they are of a decade, right? So you think of something like the NES, that is very representative of the 80s. You think of an Xbox, it isn't necessarily representative of early noughties. It's just when it came out.
Yeah,
it's not, it's not as iconic. That's why you think of certain films, you think that screams 80s. But certain films now don't scream noughties. It's just a film that came out in the noughties. So it was that transitional period in media. And that's holding the appeal back for consoles like a mini Xbox. Because, they have re-released a lot of those games.
Yeah.
And they have remastered a lot of those games. So where would the incentive necessarily be, you see? And some of those games that were successful in the Xbox are Dreamcast ports. And I think people would much rather a mini Dreamcast, because it is a 90s console and it is Sega's last hurrah, and play those games there than they would do on an Xbox. That's why I think an Xbox is an unusual one. And even the PS2 to some extent.
Yeah, true. They've got quite a lot of remakes and ports to other systems. But I have one final question.
Yeah.
If you could have any mini classic that would come out next, what would it be?
I think it would be GameCube. And I've just said about like being iconic. A lot of those games have stayed on that system. They haven't been re-released because Nintendo hasn't either had the hardware to do it, or they've had the hardware which can just play those games, the actual games.
Yeah.
And they haven't been improved upon unless you're running a decent mid-range PC with Dolphin, and even then it's cumbersome. It's just like any emulation. It's not true to the experience. So I think a mini GameCube would be spot on. I mean, ideally I want to see them go through the eras. Yeah. But if there was only one more I could ever have, it'd be a mini GameCube, because it was an iconic console in its shape and design. It is very unusual compared to others. It was already quite small for its time. Yep. It's got one of the best controllers ever. It's got some of the best multiplayer games. Yep. Local multiplayer games that they've made. It's got some of the iconic franchises that come from Nintendo. Your Mario, your Zelda. It's got Mario Kart on there. It's got Mario Party on there. So there are so many games they could pull from that are all first party as well.
Yes.
Yeah, 100% a mini GameCube if I had another choice.
Nice. Mine being N64. I know they've re-released a lot of the games, but people are going to disagree with me.
Though. It's still a 90s.
It's iconic. It's that controller. I know today it'll be like dirt because I played with one recently, but for me, that was the very first console I ever purchased with my own money that I earned from a job.
It's still got a lot of nostalgia there.
Yeah.
It's still fresh, strong nostalgia.
Yeah. That for me, that's the most strongest nostalgia. And I had
them.
Yeah.
For Xbox is strong in this one.
And
but it's true though. It's a great console, again, with a load of great games that do hold up really well, and a lot of first party. In fact, the console depended on first party.
It did.
A
couple of third party.
Yeah.
Rare mainly.
Rare was first party at the time, so
it
there's
was
a couple of third party licenses. GoldenEye that they played around with. Banjo is now a third party license, same as Perfect Dark. But yeah, no, so it's a good shout. It's funny, we both just sort of dropped back into Nintendo. I never owned Dreamcast, so obviously I'd like to see a Dreamcast.
Yeah,
mini.
I'd definitely like to play one.
I think that would be a purchase for me, and I would like to see a Game Boy Mini, which is a combination of every Game Boy in one
iteration
until the DS. Yeah, so it'd be like the Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP, some sort of form factor which is the most representative of that, and it has a collection of games across all of those. Because there's no point bringing out a Game Boy Classic when you have Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games, which are
all they did it. The Game Boy Pocket, the Game Boy original size is so nice to play, but with a full size screen.
Yeah, the screen would have to be
bigger,
no bezel. You know,
exactly.
But then is that not then just a new Game Boy?
Yeah, who cares? New Game Boy. I've got the carts, so I can just crack on.
Yeah, but it wouldn't play the carts because it'd be a mini.
Yeah, true.
See, you start crossing a line when it comes to systems with built-in LCDs because you can't have the same. You can, but no one wants the same LCD that they had before. They were inferior for the time, and inferior obviously for now.
Yeah,
so
true.
It's a bit different to have a mini Game Boy or mini portable.
Yeah, that's true.
Than it is now.
It's kind of one of those things of it's a want, but I just don't think it's as viable. I know what you're saying. I thought about it as well, and I thought, oh, hey, that'd be so cool. But would it? You got a 3DS, which can play the Game Boy games, and maybe they should do something crazy, like just do like you can just buy like something for your 3DS.
I think that's just eShop.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. It's just you want to play these old games again. You got the eShop. You got a better screen, better hardware. It's still portable.
They just come out really nicely.
Iconic visuals of the actual thing that you're holding. But it's different with a console that goes under your TV. It's part of your house. It's furniture. It's furnishings rather.
Yes.
It's something that is decorated. It's like having a poster from your favourite movie on the wall.
Yeah,
in your house, right? That's it's for show, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that makes more sense with a home console. With a handheld, it seems a lot less viable. Not impossible, but a lot less viable. But I might be wrong.
I think it's up. Watch this space. So, I want to say thank you for joining us on Switched On.